going to try the big water. It's the big Sam Raver. I gotta go get my boat for my dad. Turn the motor up. You know he'll do it. But look at that water. Look at it. The wind is gonna be up to about 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's blowing back at me right now. So y'all pray for us, man. Pray for a better day. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna see if I can get me some. Yes.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, my name is Barry. And today we're talking about finding crappie hotspots. If you ever spent hours on the water and came up empty-handed, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you my top 5 techniques for locating crappie so you can spend less time searching and more time catching. So let's dive right into it. All right, the first tip is probably the most important: structure. Crappie love to hang out around underwater features like submerged trees, brush piles, rocks, and even man-made structure like docks and bridges. These areas provide crappie with cover, food, and safe spot to rest. If you're fishing in a lake or reservoir, you'll want to look for deeper water areas with submerged structure. If you do not have a fish finder, try fishing around areas where you know there's a lot of vegetation or drop-offs or springs. Crappie will often migrate towards these structures to spawn, making them easier to find. Another great tool is a fish finder. This helps you pinpoint submerged structure and drop-offs that might not be visible from the surface. You'll be surprised how often you can find crappie stacked up in these spots. Check this video out. All over the place. Next up, let's talk about water temperature. Crappie are cold water fish. They are especially active when the water temperature is between 50 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it gets above 70 degrees Fahrenheit, they tend to move into deeper water or get less active. So, how do you track this? Well, you can use a basic water thermometer, or better yet, an advanced fish finder that can give you a temperature reading, like what I use a Garmin Live Scope. But if you're fishing in earlier spring or late fall, finding these pockets of cool water can make a huge difference. In the summer, crappie would head for cooler or deeper parts of the lake. So don't be afraid to drop your line in those deeper spots where the water temperature stays in the sweet spots for crappie. One of the best ways to find crappie is to follow the bait fish. Crappies are predators, and they're always hunting for minnows, shads, and small fish. As you can see on the monitor, they love to follow the bait fish when they get hungry. Look at the areas of school bait fish, especially near surfaces in the shallow during feeding time. You can use your fish finder to locate schools of bait fish, or you can look for a tailgate sign of jumping shads and rippling on top of the water. If you're seeing bait fish school, that's a great indicator that crappie fish are nearby. Just make sure fish are around the edge of the school, where crappie will often hang out, ready to ambush their prey. Another crappie hotspot you don't want to miss are docks and piers. Crappie love hanging out in the shade underneath structures, especially during warm months when they're looking to escape from the sun. Focus on docks with deeper water underneath those closed to drop-offs. Also, look for docks that have brush piles, submerged debris underneath.
Wow.
Those are prime spots for crappie to hang out. And don't forget, the fish at different depths under the docks. Crappie can be suspended just below the surface or deeper down, depending on the time of the day. Check this out.
Watch this.
Okay, here is a tip that not a lot of people like to talk about. Moon phases. The moon plays a big role in crappie activities, especially during spawn. When there's a full moon, crappie tends to feed more aggressively and often in shallow. Fish tends to be more active during full moon and a new moon. This means they'll feed heavily and move into shallow water. If you can time your fishing trip around these phases, you're more likely to catch crappie and closer to the shore. Okay, check out these moon phase calendar and then plan your fishing trip around the best times. You just might get lucky and catch the huge fish. So there you have it, guys. My top 5 tips for locating crappie hotspots. Whether you're fishing in deep water, following bait fish, or using moon phases to your advantage. These techniques will help you catch more crappie on your next outing. And before you go, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below with your favorite crappie fishing tip. I love to hear your thoughts. And as always, get out there and have fun and catch some fish. And remember, who loves you more than I do? Nobody. Let's go get 'em. Have it, guys. My top 5 tips for locating crappie hotspots. Whether you're fishing in deep water, following bait fish, or using the moon phase to your advantage. These techniques will help you catch more crappie on your next outing. Before we go, make sure you hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below your favorite crappie fishing tips. I love to hear from you and your thoughts. And remember, let's go get 'em. And who loves you more than I do? Nobody.